My name is Chris Budgell with Anaconda Mining. I am the mill engineering coordinator, and my presentation is basically going to be an update on the company and our Point Rousse project and what we're going to be doing for the short term and the long term. So some forward-looking statements. So our primary region has been the Point Rousse area here on the Baie Verte Peninsula, where we've been operating the Pine Cove pit for the last 8 years, doing about 16,000 ounces of annual gold production out of that pit, and a little bit more this year. In addition to all the different exploration and mining activities that we've got in the Point Rousse, we've also got the Tilt Cove Nugget Pond Horizon, historical property. We haven't done a lot of work down there, but there is some gold that we will explore and possibly process soon. And in addition to that, we've also got our acquisition target that a lot of people probably know, where we're in the process of taking over the Hammerdown project, which will add significantly to our resource portfolio. Outside the province, we've got the Goldboro project in Nova Scotia. A PEA was released for that back in January. That's basically a 41,000 ounce a year gold production, high grade. So we've got some plans there where we'll concentrate it in Nova Scotia and bring the concentrate back to Point Rousse to turn it into a bar. Okay, so our total resource portfolio, right now we've got 650,000 roughly in measured and indicated. That's Point Rousse, some up at the Viking, Great Northern area, and also the Goldboro. If we were to get the Green Bay project, the Hammerdown, that would add another 473,000, which brings the total up over 1 million. And then in addition to that, another 1 million in inferred. We've got high growth over the next 3 to 5 years in gold production, with the Goldboro coming online and the sustained production at Point Rousse. With Goldboro coming online, we'll get to about 50 to 60,000 ounces a year. That's in 2021. And then if we can get the Hammerdown project, that'll come online hopefully around the same time, which could see us go up to 100,000 ounces, which is a substantial increase over the 16 that we're currently doing. And of course, at all those projects, there's a lot of exploration potential to find more and keep the mine life going. As we all know, Newfoundland is a very stable, low-risk mining jurisdiction, so we don't expect any issues there. And as I mentioned, we've got the Great Northern projects on the in the Jackson's Arm area, where we currently have 83,000 in indicated resources and a lot of historical inferred resources. So this is our current site infrastructure. I'm sure a lot of you have been down and toured the site over the years, but this is a little over a year ago now. You can really see all the different aspects of the operation here in this one picture. You've got the Pine Cove pit at the bottom in the middle there, which we just finished mining and is currently soon going to be a tailings pond. To the right of that, we've got our milling facilities and crushing, and then all the offices. Above that is our tailings pond, which right now is actually full and done. We've got some really cool projects on the go with those tailings, where we're looking at using it as an agricultural supplement. So that's some interesting research there. To the left of that, another tailings pond. And then you can see our new port facility down in the bottom left, where we were exporting aggregates for about a year. And that creates a good potential for bringing in ore from other deposits. So as I mentioned, we've had a good record of gold production over the years. We've been consistently generating cash flow. Over the 8 years, we've generated 50 million in EBITDA from just the Pine Cove operation. As you can see in the top right there, we've been pretty stable over the years at 16,000 ounces. Even though the grade dropped since we started, we've drastically increased production through the mill by about 60% since 2010. The one down year there was actually just a 7-month stub year that we done when transitioning to our calendar year for fiscal. And now with our high grade coming online, you'll see a massive spike once we get our Goldboro project. For 2018, we're actually budgeted for 18,000 ounces, and we're running fairly ahead of that so far with a strong grade and good mill production. So 18,000, maybe 19,000 if things continue the way they are. And we've got some really good cash costs, about $1,100 per ounce there, Canadian. So I'll take you through our mineral resources here. On the right, you can see our actual reserves we currently have between Pine Cove and Staggertite. Even though the Pine Cove pit is exhausted, we've got 2 pushbacks there that'll bring some ounces in, and we've also got marginal ore that we're going to be processing as well. It wasn't feasible in the past, but since gold prices come up and since our mill production has got a lot stronger, that marginal ore is now, we can now mill that. Staggertite has about 14,000 ounces at it, and over the next 2 years we'll be processing that through the mill. On the left here, just generally go through that. You can see the different open pit and underground resources between inferred and indicated for Goldboro. A lot of ounces there. And then Great Northern, you got those 500,000 in historical, which hopefully in the future we'll do some more drilling over there and turn that into something. And you can see below there, measured and indicated resources, 727,000. So this is where we're currently mining and soon to be processing the Staggertite mine. Staggertite operated in the past for a little bit, but we've been really doing a lot of work out there in the past few years. You can see here the 2 main pits are the west and east pit. Currently, that's what we're working on. And then on the left side is the north and south pit. It's pretty confusing naming that the mining department came up with there. But right now we're doing the west pit. The site prep and all that was completed earlier this year. Right now we're mining it. And we're going to be processing that actually later this month. It's going to be a really strong grade, so we're expecting a lot of gold production to end this quarter and to go into the summer. The east pit will be mining in 2018, and then the north and south pits will be beginning of 2019 there. So Staggertite has given us about 2 years, but then we've also got our Argyle project, which is a really good example of how we can find something that has no historical resource to it and turn it into something that we'll be mining in about a year. So as you can see here, we've got 38,000 in indicated, 30,000 inferred, and a lot of potential to expand that because we got some really good drill results there on the side. A little bit hard to make out, but yeah, it's some really positive intersections at the Argyle project. That right there is the red line in that picture is the road going into Mings Bight, so it's really close to the town, but we've been doing public consultation and everything should be good to go there. This is the actual Argyle deposit. This is you can see it's open to the north, south, and west, I guess that is, or east, and there's a lot of potential to go down further and could actually turn into underground at some point based on the drills that we're seeing. What we're currently doing there, you can see on the left, the environmental baseline studies are done. There's been metallurgical and ARD work done, and all that came back really, really good. The Argyle, Staggertite, and Pine Cove are very similar metallurgically, so they'll all go through the mill the same as what we're currently doing with minimal modifications to our chemicals. An EA has been submitted. The development plan is currently in the works. Should be done this month, I think. Rehab and closure plan in July. Bulk sample, I think, actually might get pushed out. But as you can see, that's all moving along really nice there at Argyle. So what's next? We've got a lot of exploration on the go in the area. Argyle, for example, they want to do a pretty massive drill program later this year to hopefully expand on that. You can see on the left the 3 major trends that we've got in the area. You've got Deer Cove to the north with a lot of different, some good grades up there, in addition to some placer potential that we've been exploring. The Goldenville trend in the middle there, not a lot of work on our end so far, but the main area what we've been working on is the scrape trend there, where you've got all 3 deposits along the same trend on the hanging wall of that fault. On the right here, you can see the Argyle expansion that we're currently drilling, and hoping to add to that. And as I mentioned, summer 2018, we're going to do some drilling at Argyle and then hopefully expand on the resource. With all that, this is our production timeline to kind of bring it into a bit of a perspective for you. As you can see, the first 3 quarters of 2018, we were processing Pine Cove ore. We expedited that pit so we could use it as tailings, and so a lot of it was stockpiled. and then some of that is also the marginal. So you can see that is getting us to about the end of Q3. But at the same time, we'll also be doing some stagertite ore. Like I said, later this month we're processing stagertite. That's the west pit. The east pit is at the end of 2018 and into the beginning of 2019. Then we've got the north and south pit for a little bit. As I mentioned, we've got the pushbacks from Pine Cove, which will be done in 2019. And then the next big block that we got coming is Argyle. Once we start processing those, hopefully 60,000 ounces to start and more in the future to make up what we currently, with Pine Cove done and that 1,300 tons need to be filled, hopefully Argyle is what we'll be able to fill most of that. So in addition to all the different resources we've got in the area that are going to have us producing gold over the next few years, like I said, hopefully up to 100,000 ounces within 5 years, there are also some other options, such as toll milling. With the new port, we've got a really great facility there for a ship to bring in ore from pretty far out. Actually, you can see in the bottom left here, there's a red radius around there, and basically that shows what a half a gram per ton of gold can get you on shipping costs. So you can get a lot further away than you would imagine with only a little bit of grade. So that's really positive for other projects who might want to start up, but they don't have the capital to do a mill, and they want to do like a low-risk bulk sample or some toll milling. We could be an option for that. We've got a really highly automated milling facility. A lot of work's been put into that over the last few years. Like I said, 60% increase in throughput, and the recovery has really come up. And it's highly automated. So that's everything that I wanted to go through, just to give an update on our resources and to basically let everybody know that it's not just with the Pine Cove pit done. It's not just done after that. We've got a lot of different resources on the horizon, and things should go on for a long time yet. Thank you.